defense, a senior, number 4, Casey Hardy. On attack, a junior, number 5, BJ Watts. On attack, a senior, number 6, Sean Quirk. In the midfield, a senior, number 9, Grant Schubert. In the midfield, a junior, number 14, Patrick Nyholt. On defense, a senior, number 18, Ben Hansen. On defense, a senior, number 21, Alex Monroe. In the midfield, a junior, number 25, Sean McGonigal. On attack, a sophomore, number 31, Michael Farinelli. And starting in goal, a junior, number 1, Dylan Whaley. The head coach of the Mavericks is Dallas Hartley. And now introducing the starting lineup for the Falcons of Torrey Pines High School. Starting in midfield, a senior, number 1, Alan Fung. Starting on attack, a junior, number 3, Cito Williams. Starting in attack, a senior, number 5, Kenny Williams. Starting on defense, a junior, number 6, Nick Gredinger. Starting on attack, a senior, number 7, Nick Rigoli. Starting at midfield, a senior, number 10, Riley Murphy. Starting at defense, a senior, number 16, Ben Harper. Starting on defense, a junior, number 19, John Coate. Starting on attack, a junior, number 20, Jonathan Luoto. And starting in goal, a junior, number 14, Jacob Myers. The head coach of the Falcons, Jody Silstrop. Our officials this evening, the referee, Nick Carroll, the umpire, Matt Holden, the lines judge, Bob Duggan. Your penalty timekeeper is Tim McGarry. The chief bench official is Doug Brown. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we ask you please rise, remove your caps.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Patrick Henry High School. We're at Donald W. Giddings Stadium for the 2003 CIF Boys Final for lacrosse. We have the Costa Canyon High School Mavericks taking on the Torrey Pines High School Falcons. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions, and it's going to be our pleasure to bring you this evening's contest. Both teams at midfield as we get set to go for the face-off. Remember, today's game will have 4 10-minute quarters with a halftime. There will be no overtime today. So if this game ends in a tie, that's how the champions will be crowned as co-champions. Shaping up to be a beautiful evening here in San Diego, just east of downtown. As participants are there, and we start with the face-off. And here we go. Scramble for the ball, it rolls loose. And it's picked up by Torrey Pines. They'll cross midfield. Alan Fung, senior midfielder, had the ball. And we'll have an offsides call. It'll go against the Costa Canyon. So on that offside, Sean Quirk will take his 30-second suspension in the penalty box.
Called against La Costa Canyon, number 6. Sean Quirk, 30-second advantage for Torrey Pines.
So Torrey Pines now will have the advantage for the next half minute as they set up. The attackers moving the ball nicely, trying to get an angle here towards the goal. The defense for La Costa Canyon is cutting those angles off, doing a good job on defense to start this game. In tight. The shot is just a little bit wide. It'll roll past the goal towards the X line. Play goes in the corner, a little bit of a push there, nothing called. And La Costa Canyon now will scramble to try to clear the ball out. And they do have the possession. Alex Monroe comes up with the ball. Torrey Pines moving quickly. And now they set up around the goal. Attacking. Jacob Myers off to Chase Kelly. We're just starting here, no score. First quarter underway. A little bit of a reversal there, and the ball will come loose. Scrambled for towards the near side here, still in the perimeter. And taken away by La Costa Canyon, trying to come up with it, Sean Quirk. And we'll have a whistle as the ball goes out of bounds. Substitution now coming in for Torrey Pines is number 29. So La Costa Canyon controls it on offense. They set up well within the perimeter. Bring it up top to the center. Now off to the left. Very methodical, very slow passes, setting up the offense. And now cutting towards the center is number 14, Patrick Nyholt. And this ball will go into the net, so we've got the first goal of the game. Number 17 for La Costa Canyon, Chris Ziner. He puts the ball to the net, and it's 1-0 La Costa Canyon.
La Costa Canyon goal scored by number 17, Chris Zahner. The assist to number 14, Patrick Nyholt.
Patrick Nyholt on the assist of the goal.
2 minutes, 29 seconds. That was Chris Zahner from Patrick Nyholt. The Costa Canyon leads 1-0.
So now we'll see how Torrey Pines reacts to that goal. Torrey Pines scored 15 goals in their semifinal game against Poway. They won that game 15-8. Poway was the number 3 seed. Torrey Pines, of course, the number 2 seed coming in. They ended the regular season with an 18-1 record. And talking with some people very familiar with the program, they score a lot of goals. So Torrey Pines, who only scored 6 in their semifinal game against Coronado, will seem to have to put several more goals on the board to stay competitive in this championship game. Because by all accounts, Torrey Pines can score at will. La Costa Canyon again with control. And we have an offside. Call was we had the balls that they keep just behind the X line. A couple of them had rolled into play. So they stopped the clock here for a second to reposition those balls, and now we start up again. On the left side, Gavin Aldrich for La Costa Canyon. As the goalkeeper for Torrey Pines looks on, Jacob Myers. Very intense. Now cutting across field, trying to gain position is Trevor Carr for La Costa Canyon. Looking for some help. Being checked there once, twice. Checked 3 times, the ball comes loose, rolls into the corner on the right side behind the net. And the defense for Torrey Pines not allowing La Costa Canyon to get close. A little poke check there, the near side. Again, Trevor Carr tries to get loose. Sends it towards the net, but it'll go wide off to the right. Run down by Michael Farinelli. Goes out of bounds. Again, the rules in lacrosse. The shot on the net, the ball goes out of bounds. It doesn't belong to the opposing team. It just belongs to the team who actually happened to be closer to the ball as it went out of bounds. And Michael Farinelli was closest to that ball, so they retain the possession. Towards the center, he's going to come in tight. Nice scramble. Torrey Pines comes up with the ball. Nice defense. That was Ben Harper. Now the midfielders get the ball into the attack. And he's far away, and he does it right from the mid-range, about 8 yards out. Torrey Pines ties up this game. So just like that, it's 1-1. And that was number 10, Riley Murphy for Torrey Pines, and he ties this game.
Scored by number 10, Riley Murphy.
So right from mid-range, about 8 yards out, as he was unassisted. And so here in the first quarter of this championship game, the score is 1-1. Ball rolls away, it's still loose. Battle for it. Torrey Pines does come up with the ball. As they roll across midfield on the far side. Now Torrey Pines will hold it up just for a second as they set their offense. Taylor Iveson on the far side, now coming out. Riley Murphy coming back in. Riley, of course, just scored that tying goal. Plays to the right of the net, now up in the center. A little far out, about 20 yards. Going to be a nice stop there by the goalkeeper for La Costa Canyon, Andrew Minner. La Costa Canyon in front of the net, and the ball just a little bit high, and it's taken away by Torrey Pines. Goalkeeper for La Costa Canyon's Dylan Whaley. Reserve goalkeeper is Andrew Minner. The referee's directing some traffic here on the near side. As La Costa Canyon will bring it in, the clock starts again. Costa Canyon here on the near side, number 14, Patrick Nyholt had the assist on that last goal. The first goal scored by La Costa Canyon here today. He'll clear it back out to number 9, Grant Schubert. Grant straight up in the center. Now coming across, number 14, Nyholt. Nowhere for him to go. The Torrey Pines defense collapsed on him. And again, they come out. So they bring it out of the perimeter. And again out. As Grant Schubert looks to find an open man. Back out again. They can only be within that perimeter for 10-second intervals before they bring it back out. So Grant Schubert will set up top. He'll take that relay, then find an open man. Try to find an attacker to bring it in. Being checked there. Nice shot towards the net, but it's going to be deflected by the Torrey Pines goalie. Jacob Myers did a great job there. Now there's a scramble here on the near side to the right of the goal. Nyhold again. Nice save by Jacob Myers. He'll keep this game tied at 1. Again, we're in the first quarter. Donald Giddings Stadium here at Patrick Henry High School. Just a stone's throw from San Diego State University.
Timeout.
And we'll have a timeout call by Torrey Pines. That's their first one. We're here in the first quarter, 3:47 to go. The score is tied at 1. As we come out of that timeout, both teams will set up. We're tied at 1. Again, Torrey Pines calling that timeout as they wanted to rearrange their scheme. And they now start play on the far side of the field. John Freeberg for Torrey Pines. Look for an attacker. Here on the near side, Kenny Williams. His brother Cito Williams, number 3. Kenny again here on the near side, just behind the net. Looking for an angle. So he'll pass the ball off. That's number 20, of course, Jonathan Luoto. So Torrey Pines slowly working the ball in and out of the perimeter. Looking for an open shot. Dylan Whaley looks on, the goalkeeper for La Costa Canyon, and the ball will come loose. It's taken away, and La Costa Canyon will come back the other way across midfield with it. Damon DeLuca passes it off to B.J. Watts. Back to J.R. Reskovich. Now coming back into the game is Trevor Carr for La Costa Canyon, replacing number 35, Damon DeLuca. Costa Canyon looking to get into the perimeter. They do cross the line. They're in. They're setting up on the wings. Now behind the net. Battle going on. Right there on defense is John Coate for Torrey Pines, and he manages to have the ball come loose and is taken away. Torrey Pines, they run into some checking there on the far side. Very physical game here. Torrey Pines moving right towards the net. He's tight. He'll take a shot, but it's going to be stopped by Dylan Whaley. Dylan runs in a little bit of trouble there. Jonathan Luoto stayed back, but La Costa Canyon is able to clear the ball, and now they'll move it up towards midfield. Now remember, when the defensive team becomes the offensive team, they have just a matter of 10 seconds to get that ball up past what would be the 30-yard mark here on a football field. It's that yellowish white line. And once they hit that spot, they have all the time that they need to get it to the other side of the 30 and set up their offense. So that's something to be aware of here as the game progresses. Torrey Pines sets up. There behind the net. Pass was intended right in front of the net for number 11, Taylor Iveson, but he couldn't get there. And La Costa Canyon took the ball away. And we'll have a timeout called here by La Costa Canyon. Their first of the game. Second timeout here of the first quarter. So as we go into this timeout, we're tied at 1 here at Patrick Henry High School.
Nachos for $2, hamburgers for $2.50, candy and other items.
So we come out of the timeout. There's 36.6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. That timeout called by La Costa Canyon. They want to try to get one last shot here on goal before the end of this quarter and go up 2-1. And we start now here on the near side, number 9, Grant Schubert. And it looks like the attackers for Lacrosse Canyon, they're really converging in. They're coming in tight in front of the net. Moving in and out. If they don't go towards the net and do so, they're going to have to come out of that perimeter, or they'll get called. That ball goes out, but again, it'll belong to La Costa Canyon as they were closest to the ball. And now we continue. He was stopped there. Nice check by Torrey Pines to stop the angle of the stick on that shot. The ball just fell out of the basket. And that will be the end of the first quarter here at Patrick Henry High School. The score as we do it, Torrey Pines 1, La Costa Canyon 1. It was a defensive struggle, to say the least, here in the first quarter, as both teams were able to get a couple of shots on goal, but only found one each to go into the back of the net. So, as we take the timeout and head into the second quarter, we're tied at 1 here in the 2003 Boys CIF Lacrosse Final. We'll be right back. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions.
The San Diego section of the CIF.
Okay, as we begin here, the second quarter, as we have the face-off, Grant Schubert will take it for La Costa Canyon. Struggle for the ball. Let's see who comes up with it. It looks like it's going to be taken by Torrey Pines. And we do have a slashing penalty against La Costa Canyon. Just a personal foul, as possession will change. There's no penalty box on that. So now Torrey Pines looks to come in tight and get a shot on the goal. La Costa Canyon tries to get it to the goalkeeper, and they do. Dylan Whaley. And as they do in lacrosse, you'll notice that they switch goals at the end of each quarter. So now moving from left to right on your screen is La Costa Canyon. Chris Zahner. He'll pass it off to Patrick Nyholt. Here on the near side, Patrick Nyholt hanging out here just outside of the perimeter as La Costa Canyon tries to find an angle. The Torrey Pines defense is doing a good job of moving around and cutting those angles off. Again, we're tied at 1 here in the second quarter. La Costa Canyon struck first, but then the game was tied up by Torrey Pines just a few minutes later on a goal by Riley Murphy. So La Costa Canyon very slow here on the offensive side of things. But again, when they defeated Coronado in the semifinals to get here, they scored 6 goals, so their defense seems to be the key to their winning games, as they only allowed 2 goals. So it looks like we have a very good defensive team going up against a high-scoring offense of Torrey Pines with the Williams brothers. We haven't heard from Andrew Duft yet in this game. Andrew scored 3 goals in that semifinal game against Poway. Torrey Pines will bring it in from out of bounds. Right in the center of the field, number 14, Jacob Myers, as the goalie came out. When they do that, when the goalie comes out, it allows the offensive team to have an extra man. But as long as he gets back quickly and isn't caught, it's a very good strategy. Torrey Pines in tight. Nice stop by the goalie, Dylan Whaley. Again, a scramble right in front. Dylan comes up with it, and we'll have a stick fly away. And we'll have interference going against La Costa Canyon. So Torrey Pines will set up their offense. To start this quarter, La Costa Canyon held the ball on their offensive end of the field for a couple of minutes. It really ate some of that clock. Nice check work there on the Torrey Pines attacker, number 5, Kenny Williams, as he had the ball taken away. And La Costa Canyon, as you can see, as this game unfolds, you'll understand why that they win these games with such low scores. Their defense attacks the ball. And now we'll have an offsides call against number 25 La Costa Canyon.
Offside, La Costa Canyon.
Sean McGonigal. Sean, midfielder, he'll come in. He's a long pole, so he comes in on face-offs just to gain that little extra advantage for his team. Right in front of the net, but unable to make a turnaround there was number 20, Jonathan Luoto, as the defense of La Costa Canyon swarmed right on him. He had nowhere to go. He tried to send the ball out. It rolls out of bounds. It will belong to Torrey Pines. Just under 8 minutes to go here before the half. Again, we're tied at 1. That pass goes a little bit high, but chased down and recovered by number 20, Jonathan Luoto for Torrey Pines. John Freeberg will run into the perimeter. Off into the far side to the right of the net. It goes right at Dylan Whaley, and Dylan's able to stop it. Nice job.
Shot on goal, saved by Dylan Whaley.
Right into his basket, pops out, but he had 2 of his teammates there to help him. And now La Costa Canyon comes across. Offense being set up by Gavin Aldrich. Now he'll come into the perimeter. He's about 8 yards out. He'll bring it back out. Trevor Carr. Trevor comes to the left of the net. And again, they center it up top to number 13, Gavin Aldrich. Trying to get around the defender is number 2, and he'll take a shot towards the net. It goes wide. That was Trevor Carr. Scramble behind, and it's picked up by the goalkeeper for Torrey Pines, Jacob Myers. He'll save it for his team, and now they'll come up on offense across midfield and into the perimeter. As they try to converge on the hole here, Torrey Pines running into some checking there behind. Good job by Casey Hardy for La Costa Canyon. Nice checking there, not allowing him to come around. Very physical play here, the hole right in front of the net. Very tight in, under 5 yards. And now Torrey Pines finds themselves in the crease. We'll have a whistle. And La Costa Canyon will have it on offense. But Dylan Whaley comes in and replaces his broken stick. So the action was very fast and furious there within about 5 yards of the net. And when that happens, sometimes that offensive team will land into the crease. They can come in and out of that crease as long as they retain possession. But if the defensive team tries to clear the ball out and they can't, then you're going to get called for the penalty of in the crease. And that's exactly what happened on that last possession. Nyholt here on the near side. That ball just gets a little bit past him, but he's able to recover. Nyholt for a junior, showing a lot of patience out there. Taking control, and that ball is going to go right into the net. Nice shot by La Costa Canyon. Number 5, B.J. Watts on the assist of Patrick Nyholt. And La Costa Canyon has now taken a 2-1 lead here in the second quarter of this championship game.
Watts, the assist to number 14, Patrick Nyholt. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 59 seconds of period number 2.
So at the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter, La Costa Canyon has taken a 2-1 lead over Torrey Pines.
2-1.
And now the face-off at midfield. They'll scramble for the ball. Let's see if it'll come loose. As the midfielders converge on it, and it's going to be picked up and taken. Well, no, he can't pick it up. Number 9, Chase Kelly for Torrey Pines tried to control it, but he couldn't. And that gave La Costa Canyon enough time to get over there, and they take the ball away from him. And now on the far side, the ball will be taken in by midfielder for La Costa Canyon, number 9, Grant Schubert. And now La Costa Canyon will set up checking there. Chase Kelly on the defense right at the perimeter. So he'll stare down his counterpart for La Costa Canyon, Grant Schubert. Here on the near side, Chris Zahner with the ball. Gets it back out to Schubert. Being checked there a couple of times by Chase Kelly. And Torrey Pines will take the ball away, and we'll have a whistle. And we'll have a pushing foul by number 6 of Torrey Pines, Nick Gradinger. You can't push from behind on a loose ball, and that's exactly what happened. So we'll have change of possession. There's no penalty box on that infraction. Gavin Aldrich back into the game for La Costa Canyon, as well as number 4, Casey Hardy. Nyholt with some nice footwork. Changes directions a couple of times, gets the ball back outside the perimeter to number 17, Chris Zahner. Chris Zahner up top with the ball right in the center, about 20 yards out. Off to Nyholt, he'll come in just a little bit. Here on the right side, on the wing. And now back out again. Chris Zahner. Have a substitution as Chris comes out. Number 33 will come in. Mike Flavin. Nyholt slowly with the ball. The one-handed stick. Tries to come around the net. Looks for an angle. Defense of Torrey Pines doing a very good job of collapsing around the net. Cuts that angle off, and now Torrey Pines breaks the ball loose. There's a scramble for it. Torrey Pines will chase the ball down towards midfield, and they'll come up with it. Number 9, Chase Kelly. So Chase Kelly for Torrey Pines is able to get possession. Riley Murphy, who has the score, the only goal for Torrey Pines, he directs the offense. John Freeberg, now out on the far side. Williams. Torrey Pines looking to tie this game. They trail 2-1. Coming around in tight, and he's not going to be able to do it as he's checked. What a check by number 4, Casey Hardy, as he just flattens Brian Barnes. on that series. So Torrey Pines worked very hard to get in tight. They tried for a shot, and they just couldn't get it. And we'll have a timeout called by La Costa Canyon. It's their second timeout of the half. They lead here the second quarter by a score of 2-1. There's a minute and a half to go. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions. We'll be right back after this timeout. With a minute and a half, a minute 29 to be exact here remaining in the first half, La Costa Canyon comes out of this timeout. The second one that they've called here in the half, they lead 2-1. So undoubtedly that timeout was taken so they could set up their defense, get a game plan here for the next minute and a half, possibly get a score and go up 3-1, but definitely the gist of that conversation has to be the defense and not allow a tying score here before the half. They're going to play a little clock management, maybe come in and out of the perimeter here and go into the half with that 2-1 lead. As they go towards the net, in tight, it's going to hit the post and come back out. And again, we'll have a push by number 6 of Torrey Pines on the loose ball. So La Costa Canyon retains the possession. And here we go, the clock's winding down. We're just under 1 minute to go here in the first half. Remember, as long as you're in that perimeter and as long as you're moving towards the net, that 10-second count turns off. It's only when you're standing still that they count that 10 seconds. Aldrich on the far side. Schubert. Grant Schubert for La Costa Canyon. In and out. Off to Trevor Carr. Up top looking, Chris Zahner. Being checked once, twice, that ball bounced over the net. We'll have a whistle. And Torrey Pines will have a 1-minute penalty. Nick Gradinger.
Torrey Pines
coming a little bit off a little bit too rough.
Gradinger, 1 minute penalty for.
So he'll have 1 minute. He had that body check. His pole went flying. There's 27 seconds to go here in the first half, so he will spend the rest of this half in the penalty box.
11:33 of period 2.
So it looks like La Costa Canyon is going to get their way and go into this half with a 2-1 lead. As for the last minute and a half here of the second quarter, they've done a great job of controlling the ball. And they're probably holding up here, 9 seconds to go. They're going to try to get one last shot before the half. They've got 5 seconds, 3 seconds. And they're just holding the ball. They're content to go into the half with that 2-1 lead. And that's what we're going to do as we go into halftime here from Patrick Henry High School, Donald W. Giddings Stadium, for the 2003 men's final for lacrosse. It is the La Costa Canyon Mavericks 2 and the Torrey Pines Falcons 1. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions. We'll bring you the second half right after this. Welcome back. We're at Patrick Henry High School, Donald W. Giddings Stadium. We're just about to start the second half of the 2003 Men's Lacrosse Championship. The city of San Diego. La Costa Canyon took the 2-1 lead into the half, and they have the ball to start the second half. Nick Januso centers it outside the perimeter. Nyholt. Schubert Nyholt tries to skip the ball into the net, but it's going to be stopped nicely by the goalkeeper for Torrey Pines. So Jacob Myers keeps his team close at 2-1. That ball roll out of bounds. Belong to Torrey. To go to La Costa Canyon. So La Costa Canyon was able to take that 2-1 lead into half because of one thing, ball control. They did a great job of controlling the ball and controlling that clock. They didn't allow Torrey Pines to get set, get into their offensive rhythm. You know, Torrey Pines is a team that likes to score. They come out, they scored 15 points against Poway in the semifinal game, so they're not used to these low-scoring affairs. And the ball control of La Costa Canyon shut them down in the first half and held them to the 1 point.
Offside.
And we get a 30-second offside penalty against Torrey Pines.
Man advantage for La Costa Canyon.
From about the second half of the season on, La Costa Canyon is really concentrated on their ball control and the movement and the clock management. Thus, their games have been low scoring. They've done great defensive attacks towards the ball, not allowing the offense to set and get those angles at the net. Nice save by Jacob Myers again. And we'll have a whistle. Somebody might have been in the crease, and they were. La Costa Canyon was in the crease, looked like number 5, B.J. Watts. So Torrey Pines will bring the ball back the other way. Torrey Pines trails 2-1. Remember, if we're still tied at the end of regulation, we will just have co-champions. We will not have overtime today. Ooh, that ball nearly went into the net, but it was stopped. Looked like it ricocheted off that far post and into the net. Or actually into the basket of Dylan Whaley's stick. Oh, nice chance there by La Costa Canyon. They weren't able to capitalize on it. Is right there in tight about 4 yards was number 5, B.J. Watts. He had a great opportunity to go up 3-1, but he couldn't handle that pass. Trevor Carr. Gavin Aldrich is there for La Costa Canyon. Hanging out. Oh, he's about 15 yards from the net. Running back and forth. That X line. It's Trevor Carr being hounded. A little bit of a push, goes out. Belongs to La Costa Canyon. Grant Schubert. The defense for Torrey Pines right now playing man-to-man. You normally do that when you're down. Nice save again by Jacob Myers, the goalie for Torrey Pines.
Jacob Myers.
Great reflexes on that as that ball was heading right into the back of the net. But Jacob Myers was there to stop it. And now Torrey Pines with the chance to tie this game. They slowly move in closer and closer, getting tight. Look up front. Nice shot to go into the net. You could see that coming as he came across. And that was number 20. Jonathan Luoto ties this game, and it goes right over the right shoulder of Dylan Whaley, and he just wasn't able to stop that one. Nice setup.
Scored by number 20, Jonathan Luoto.
And so we're tied at 2.
Number 3, Cito Williams.
Cito Williams of the Williams brothers on the assist.
5 of period 3.
So with just Just about 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Williams at 3:40.
We're tied at 2.
Now Torrey Pines 2, La Costa Canyon 2.
And Torrey Pines will win that face-off as they'll recover that loose ball. Nice poke check there by number 25 of La Costa Canyon, Sean McGonigal. Torrey Pines wants the action to heat up here. That's their game. They like it fast up and down. Andrew Duft. Andrew had 3 goals in that win over Poway in the semifinal game to get here. So he might be the offensive spark that Torrey Pines needs to push them over. Nice job of checking there by number 4, Casey Hardy. He had a nice wrap check. That ball bounced over the net. So La Costa Canyon came back the other way really fast. Jacob Myers was there. The ball skipped wide. Nyholt there on the far side. Trevor Carr waving. Like to set up the offense just outside the perimeter up here on top in the center. Chris Zahner here on the near side. The clouds, actually the shadows, I should say, starting to creep onto the field as we're a little bit past 6 in the evening. And we'll see if that becomes a factor. The speed of that ball, you've got to have some really good eyesight. Some estimates put the speed of that ball between 90 and 100 miles an hour at times when it's whipped. Trevor Carr was trying to get a shot out, but he had the assist on that one as number 14, Patrick Nyholt, puts the ball into the back of the net, and he'll give La Costa Canyon a 3-2 lead. So just as Torrey Pines tied the game, La Costa Canyon comes right back. And about a medium-range shot there, about 12, 15 yards out, was Patrick Nyholt.
La Costa Canyon,
and that was an over-the-top shot.
14, Patrick Nyholt. It's an unassisted goal at 5:49 of period 3. Again, Patrick Nyholt.
So with 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter,
La Costa Canyon leads.
La Costa Canyon has taken a 3-2 lead. And we have the face-off at midfield. It'll be taken by Torrey Pines. Here they come. Riley Murphy. Riley scored in the first quarter. He tied the game at 1. And now Torrey Pines slows up here on the near side. Kenny Williams. Now sprinting out is Cito Williams. He'll be replaced by number 13, Michael Olsher. And Michael immediately gets the ball. Comes in and out of the perimeter. One-handed. He's got a nice wrap check there by number 21, Alex Monroe. And now coming well out of the perimeter is number 3, Cito Williams, as he comes back in, and his replacement will come out. Riley Murphy here in the near corner. Off to Kenny Williams. Kenny Williams can't go anywhere with it, as they'll remain in back of the net. And now they'll bring it out of the perimeter again. Brian Barnes, as he tried to skip it in, but it rolls, bounces high over the net, and well out of bounds. Torrey Pines does retain the possession, though, as Cito Williams was back there, so he was closest to the ball. And he'll use that X line. Puts the ball on the ground, comes away with it, scoop it up. Nice change of direction there. He looks towards the center in front of the net. Can't get anywhere. He's checked. Right in front of the net. Might have been in the crease. From the outside. Ooh, that ball will hit the post and bounce right out. So number 8, Brian Barnes, had a shot. And Torrey Pines will have the possession on the reversal. And again, they set up here on the near side. Number 23, Andrew Duft. Riley Murphy looks to make his move as he comes in. A little bit tight. Off to number 20. Nice stop by the goalkeeper. And we've got a whistle. We've got a penalty. It's going to go off against La Costa Canyon. Number 25.
La Costa Canyon penalty called on number
Sean McGonigal.
Sean McGonigal, 1 minute for.
So he'll have 1 minute for slashing there in the penalty box.
Time of the penalty, 8:23.
So with 3:37 remaining in this quarter, he'll come back in with 2:37 remaining.
23.
Cito Williams up top. His pass isn't handled properly there by number 10, Riley Murphy. But it's saved. Torrey Pines still with the ball. Kenny Williams back to Murphy. To Cito Williams. That ball is deflected and will roll here towards the near side and picked up by Kenny Williams. So Torrey Pines putting the pressure on La Costa Canyon here, keeping the ball on this end. That ball is well high and out of bounds. That shot taken by Jonathan Luoto. Nice save by Dylan Whaley. Again, Torrey Pines sets up. Cito Williams, nice one there. Number 8. Brian Barnes had a clear shot, but it went right into the basket of the goalkeeper, Dylan Whaley. And another nice save. And it looks like the referee's just calling that a little inadvertent contact. No personal foul. So we got no personal foul there. La Costa Canyon brought it in, but the ball goes right into the hands of Torrey Pines. That was number 29. He'll come out. That ball bounces right over the net. So number 10, Riley Murphy, was looking for his second goal of the afternoon. It looked like he could have come in about another 3 or 4 yards and taken an even tighter shot, but he stayed out a little bit medium there, it was about 12 yards out. It was about 9 yards. Scramble for that loose ball. Torrey Pines will pick it up on the far side. John Freeberg. It's being shadowed there by Grant Schubert and number 33, Mike Flavin. So La Costa Canyon will start their offense here. There's about 1:40 to go in the third quarter. As they retrieve the ball on that far side. Referee Matt Holman. We're at Patrick Henry High School. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions. It's our pleasure to bring you this 2003 Men's Lacrosse Finals. And it's shaped up to be a really good one as La Costa Canyon leads 3-2 with just about 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The sun is slowly disappearing across the field. Nice check Looked to be an over-the-head check there, and it was by Torrey Pines as they steal the ball. And they'll stop the action right at the perimeter. Andrew Duft. Brian Barnes trying to set up the offense. That ball will skip out. It might go out of bounds. No, but it's going to be saved by number 15 of La Costa Canyon, Casey Hinken. Near collision there. It's avoided. And we'll have interference by number 17, Chris Zahner of La Costa Canyon. So we'll change possession, and Torrey Pines now has the ball. Cito Williams ran towards the net. He'll hold it up. Oh, nice save there by Dylan Whaley off of the
Shot on goal.
stick of number 2, John Freeberg. So Torrey Pines is sent away empty-handed on that exchange. And now La Costa Canyon has their attackers moving into position. Nyholt. The bench frantically screaming. There's only a second to go here in the third quarter, and that'll do it.
That's the end of the
That is the end of the third quarter. And La Costa Canyon will take a 3-2 lead into that final quarter. We'll see if Torrey Pines can come back and tie this game. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions. We'll be back with the fourth quarter.
At the snack bar located up here. Here on the spot. Pick up your
So, La Costa Canyon, 12 minutes away from taking the 2003 Men's Lacrosse Championship. If they can hold Torrey Pines at bay, they'll have it. It's 3-2 as we enter this final quarter. Remember, we won't go to overtime. So if there is a tie, we'll have co-champions. And La Costa Canyon controls the face-off as we begin the fourth period. Nice crossfield ball movement there by La Costa Canyons, picked up by Trevor Carr. And note again, we've changed goals. So La Costa Canyon is moving now left to right. And now here comes Torrey Pines. Riley Murphy, Cito Williams. Andrew Duft here on the near side. And John Freeberg is up on top. Duft with a shot on the net, but it goes a little bit wide. Dylan Whaley put his stick up, but it was well high. It was about 20 feet in the air. Torrey Pines retains the possession. They try to sneak up from behind. That's Kenny Williams. Off to Duft. Torrey Pines, they know that they're not going to get too many chances on the net. So they got to take the most of what they can get. And they move very slowly, try to get in tight, try to get in within that 10-yard mark. Once you get in there and scramble around, anything can happen. And all they need is one goal to tie. And Torrey Pines again setting up on the far side. They don't want to wait too long before they get that tying score, as La Costa Canyon does a great job with the ball control and the clock management. They could seriously nurse the clock here in the last 10 minutes of this game, but they won't have to as Torrey Pines ties the game. Cito Williams up top from about 12, 15 yards. And we're tied at 3. So with 10:18 to go here in the fourth, it's the La Costa Canyon Mavericks 3 and the Torrey Pines Falcons 3.
Cito Williams, the assist to number 5, Kenny Williams.
So Kenny Williams assists his brother Cito Williams to tie this game, and it's 3-3.
That's Cito Williams from Kenny Williams at 142. The score is Torrey Pines 2, La Costa Canyon. Torrey Pines 3, La Costa Canyon 3.
Face-off handled by La Costa Canyon. Let's see if they can answer back quickly. Chris Zahner. You can hear the coaches for La Costa Canyon barking out their orders, telling them to hold up and let Torrey Pines come at them. That'll kill some clock. And again, nice ball control and management. Oh, coming across the middle was number 31 for La Costa Canyon, Michael Farinelli. And he took a shot on the goal, but it was wide right. Jacob Meyer watched it go. Coming in close again. That was Nyholt. Again, just a little bit wide. Took his eye off for a second, was number 9. Grant Schubert, and has the ball taken away. Here comes Torrey Pines. Cito Williams, again, he's near, and he'll get the assist as Torrey Pines takes the lead 4-3. And that was Kenny Williams this time. So they flip-flop it. Cito Williams with the assist, Kenny Williams with the score. And the Williams brothers have taken Torrey Pines from trailing 3-2 to the lead of 4-3.
Number 3, Cito Williams. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 43 seconds of period 4. That's Kenny Williams from Cito Williams at 2:43. Torrey Pines leads 4-3.
So as we begin the face-off, La Costa Canyon will play catch-up for the first time this evening as they trail 4-3. Nice checking there on the defensive side of things for Torrey Pines. Ethan Centuria. The ball still loose. Finally picked up by La Costa Canyon on the far side within their own perimeter. They'll get it across in time. Nice wrap check, but he's going to be called. No. And the ball will come to Torrey Pines. Go ahead and offsides. So Torrey Pines on the reversal of possession has it. They could take a 2-point lead. Nice stop by Dylan Whaley. That ball was headed right between his legs. Stolen by Torrey Pines. Cleared of the net right in front, and they've scored again. That was Cito Williams this time. As Dylan Whaley was away from the net as he came to the side. He tried to pass the ball out and went right into the basket.
Pines goal scored by number 3, Cito Williams. The assist to number 5, Kenny Williams.
So Kenny Williams intercepted that pass, assisted it right to Cito Williams, his brother, and again the Williams brothers for the third time in the last 2 minutes
Williams at 3:26.
have collaborated on a score, and it's now Torrey Pines 5, La Costa Canyon 3. So now La Costa Canyon has to really step it up. They trail by 2 with just under 8.5 minutes to go in the game. This call will go against Torrey Pines. La Costa Canyon brings the ball in. They try to get in close as number 17 take a shot, but it went a little bit wide. Chris Zahner. So with 8 minutes to go, I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions. It's 5-3, Torrey Pines with the lead over La Costa Canyon. Here, we're fighting for the 2003 Men's Championship. Zahner. In and out of the perimeter up top. Nyholt is there. The pass goes just... I don't think La Costa Canyon, they weren't ready for that as number 31 was there. Michael Farinelli, but he wasn't expecting the ball and went right past him, and it goes out, and so Torrey Pines has possession. John Cote. And we'll have a timeout called by Torrey Pines. So with 7 minutes, 29 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, Torrey Pines with the 5-3 lead over La Costa Canyon. We'll be back after this brief timeout. So both teams come out of that timeout. As we started this fourth quarter, it was La Costa Canyon who had 12 minutes to go before they were crowned champions. But now, as we come out of that timeout with just 7.5 minutes to go, it's Torrey Pines with a 2-point lead. It's 5-3 as the Williams brothers have connected for the last 3 scores for Torrey Pines. And they have turned a 3-2 deficit into a 5-3 lead. La Costa Canyon.
Illegal screen called against Torrey Pines. Possession to La Costa Canyon.
So La Costa Canyon needs to step things up here on offense. They need 2 scores to tie it. Just at the 7-minute mark here at Patrick Henry High School, host of the 2003 Men's Lacrosse Championship game. Here comes La Costa Canyon. Nice save by Jacob Myers. So La Costa Canyon had a chance to cut the lead in half. And they still trail by 2. And Torrey Pines now looking for some numbers. Nice save by Dylan Whaley on the other end. On a shot off the stick of number 20, Jonathan Luoto. And they keep it close at 5-3. Another nice save by Dylan. Nyholt, Patrick Nyholt here on the near side as he gets across midfield. And it's stolen by Duft, Andrew Duft of Torrey Pines. So again, the Williams brothers have scored 3 unanswered goals for Torrey Pines. They lead it 5-3. Andrew Duft trying to find his attackers. Now he'll cut towards the net. Tries to go towards it. And coming out from behind the net with the score is number 20, Jonathan Luoto. And now Torrey Pines has taken a 6-3 lead with just under 6 minutes to go here in this championship game. And La Costa Canyon has a heck of a hill to climb to get back into this one.
It's an unassisted goal at 6-11.
So Dylan Whaley has done a great job back there today
Jonathan Luoto
as he saved several goals. But here in the second half, the fourth quarter, Torrey Pines has connected 4 times.
Now, Torrey Pines,
And they lead it 6-3. La Costa Canyon desperately needs to take this face-off and head downfield and get one into the net. They trail by 3, but Torrey Pines comes up with a loose ball. Brian Barnes looks upfield. So the nice ball control and nice clock management that La Costa Canyon enjoyed in the first half slipped away here towards the end of the third quarter and definitely well into the fourth quarter. As Torrey Pines' offense has exploded here for 4 goals. And they're looking for another one. Brian Barnes takes a shot, but it's going to be stopped by Dylan Whaley. And he'll come out as they push it upfield towards midfield. Sean McGonigal with the long pole, as you see there. Tries to gain that extra advantage. Pole's 72 inches long. And La Costa Canyon will call a timeout. So with 4 minutes, 43 seconds to go in this game, Torrey Pines with a commanding 6-3 lead over La Costa Canyon.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that coming up immediately upon the completion of this championship game, we invite you to join with us for the presentation.
We come out of the timeout. La Costa Canyon trails 6-3. Trevor Carr Off to Grant Schubert. They're on the far side. They need a quick score here. They converge tight on the net. Just behind it, number 31, Michael Farinelli. The Torrey Pines defense has really shut things down here. They're not going to be able to get a good shot, and it's going to be stolen by Torrey Pines. Some nice checking in back of the net. That was Nick Roth. That was John Coate. John Coate took the ball away. And now there's under 4 minutes to go. Again, Torrey Pines with a 6-3 lead. La Costa Canyon with the ball. They desperately need a score here in the next 30 seconds. As the clock is ticking, they trail by 3. That ball is stolen again. It's loose as a scramble for it. It's going to be collected. We're going to have a whistle. It's going to go against Torrey Pines. And the clock starts up again. Grant Schubert will bring it in quickly. He's well into the perimeter here on the near side. The right wing. Back of the net. Farinelli. Schubert making his move on the far side in the corner. Costa Canyon just can't get in close. Time's running down. They need to take a shot quickly. Grant Schubert here on the far side, near side. Thought about taking a shot, passed it instead. Running into a little bit of trouble was Trevor Carr. Schubert, nice pass on the side. Deflected by Jacob. Jacob Myers, nice deflection there by the goalkeeper for Torrey Pines. And La Costa Canyon comes away empty-handed. Cito Williams runs across. 2.5 minutes to go. La Costa Canyon really needed to score on that possession. They still trail by 3. Cito Williams. Andrew Duff comes across here on the near side. That ball will skip out. Clock stops with 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go here in this championship game. We'll have a timeout called by La Costa Canyon. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions. 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go in this game. We have a timeout. And the score is Torrey Pines 6, La Costa Canyon 3.
Timeout.
We'll come out of the timeout now. Torrey Pines with a 6-3 lead. Here in the fourth quarter, it's been the story of the Williams brothers, Kenny and Cito, as they've collaborated on 3 scores, each with helping the other out. They were trailing 3-2 at that point, but they've scored 4 unanswered goals, and they're just 2 minutes away from the 2003 Men's Championship for lacrosse here in San Diego. Nice over-the-head check there. It's a chop check by La Costa Canyon. So La Costa Canyon will bring it back up on offense. They've got to hurry it up. There's 2 minutes to go. They trail by 3. And the clock starts. Errant throw. And it's going to be intercepted by Torrey Pines. Check there. Jonathan Luoto just wants to run around. They want to run some time off the clock. They bring it out. They're on the far side. Under 2 minutes to go. Running behind the net. Parallel to the X line. Grant Schubert, it hits the ground. We're going to have some penalty here. Number 20. With a trip. That was Jonathan Luoto guilty of that.
Torrey Pines, penalty number 20, Jonathan Luoto. 1 minute penalty.
So he'll be in there for a minute. There's a minute 27 to go in the game, so he will come back with some time remaining.
33 seconds of period number 4.
And he may not have to, as his team enjoys a 3-point lead with a minute 27 to go. La Costa Canyon has the ball. They need to score here in the next few seconds. Grant Schubert, Farinelli here on the near side. Behind the net, Sean Quirk. Farinelli again brings it out to Schubert. Pass off to number 16, Nick Januso. And he'll take a shot on the net, but it goes wide to the left. And La Costa Canyon again with the ball. We're at a minute 6 to go. A minute 6 before Torrey Pines is crowned the 2003 champions. Deflected away by Torrey Pines. Scramble for the loose ball. It's going to be kicked and go out of bounds. It belongs to La Costa Canyon. Under a minute to go. And La Costa Canyon will bring it in. The clock is running, 42 seconds. Right in the middle of the field now. Number 16, Nick Januso. Nyholt. Checked. And that shot goes wide again. Jacob Myers got the head of his pole on it. It skipped underneath and past him. La Costa Canyon with it. 30 seconds to go. Taken away by Torrey Pines, and now they'll come back upfield. Tossed well across midfield. Dylan Whaley will collect it for La Costa Canyon. And so it's 6-3. And we'll have a timeout taken by Torrey Pines. With 12.5 seconds to go in this game, Torrey Pines leads it 6-3. 12 seconds away from being crowned the 2003 men's lacrosse champions.
Timeout. Torrey Pines.
Last 12 seconds of this game as we come out of the timeout. And Torrey Pines High School controls it under 10 seconds. And here, May 24th, 2003, the Torrey Pines Falcons have become the men's 2003 lacrosse champions as they defeat La Costa Canyon by a final score of 6-3. And they'll run out of the field, and they're going crazy in Falconland as Torrey Pines has come all the way as they defeated Poway in the semifinals. And now they have defeated La Costa Canyon in the final game, 6-3, as their offense exploded in the fourth quarter thanks to the Williams brothers as they completely dominated La Costa Canyon. A couple of assists for Cito Williams, one assist for Kenny Williams. We had 2 goals. They turned a 3-2 deficit into a 6-3 victory, and their offense was just unstoppable. You've got to give credit to La Costa Canyon as the first half and most of that third quarter. They controlled the ball, they controlled the clock. They took that 3-2 lead going into the fourth quarter, but they just couldn't hold it as Torrey Pines had some excellent movement and just raced up and down the field. Their attackers were everywhere as the Williams brothers were able to cut into that defense of Dylan Whaley, the goalkeeper for La Costa Canyon. They might have shaken him just a little bit with that first goal. They scored 2 more. Another one was added a little bit later on by Jonathan Luoto. And there you have it. The 2003 men's lacrosse champions, the Torrey Pines Falcons, defeat La Costa Canyon. The final score is 6-3. We're here at Patrick Henry High School at Donald W. Giddings Stadium. It's been our pleasure to bring you this game. I'm Ken Gonzalez for George Langevin Productions, and we'll see you next time.
High School, our athletic director, Ron Schwartz, assistant principal, Barbara Gauthier, along with the head coach, Dallas Hartley. Here are the network players. Number 1, Dylan Whaley. Making the presentation for the CIF are Commissioner Dennis Ackerman and Assistant Commissioner Bill McLaughlin. Number 2, Trevor Carr. Number 3, Kevin Alexander. Number 4, Casey Hardy. Number 5, BJ Watts. Number 6, Sean Quirk. Number 7, Evan Tuckey. Number 8, Austin Hott. Number 9, Grant Schubert. Number 12, Nick Noel. Number 13, Gavin Aldrich. Number 14, Patrick Nyholt. Number 15, Casey Hinton. Number 16, Nick Genuso. Number 17, Chris Zonner. Number 18, Ben Hansen. Number 19, J.R. Oreskovich. Number 20, Andrew Minner. Number 21, Alex Monroe. Number 22, Chris Small. Number 24, Eric Smith. Number 25, Sean McGonigal. Number 26, Mike D'Angelo. Number 27, Michael Vargas. Number 28, Chris Jackson. Number 29, Brett Hassig. Number 30, Sean Marshall. Number 31, Michael Farinelli. Number 32, Cameron Zook. Number 33, Mike Flavin. Number 34, Brad Tiffany. Number 35, Damon DeLuca. And receiving the runner-up award, the head coach of the Mavericks, Dallas Hartley. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2003 CIF Men's Lacrosse runners-up, the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon High School. Pursuing victory with honor is an operating principle of the CIF and the San Diego section. Today, the coaches, the tournament directors, the officials, and the commissioners honor a player who competed with dignity and respect for his opponent, his team, and his community. Winning the Sportsmanship Award for La Costa Canyon High School is number 14, Patrick Nyholt. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon. Attention to the center of the field. It's time to salute the champions, the Falcons of Torrey High School. Making the presentation to the Falcons, Principal Ms. Marie Gray, Assistant Principal Brian Morris, and here are the Falcons. Number 1, Alan Fung. Number 2, John Freeberg. Number 3, Sito Williams. Number 4, Jonathan Yamate. Number 4, Cody Crawford. Number 5, Kenny Williams. Number 6, Nick Gradinger. Number 7, Nick Rigoli. Number 8, Brian Barnes. Number 9, Chase Kelly. Number 10, Riley Murphy. Number 11, Taylor Iverson. Number 12, Ethan Centuria. Number 13, Michael Olsher. Number 14, Jacob Myers. Number 15, Davio Edens. Number 16, Ben Harper. Number 17, Nick Wilkinson. Number 18, Nick Roth. Number 19, John Coate. Number 20, Jonathan Loto. Number 21, Adam Forsythe. Number 22, Chase Burton. Number 23, Andrew Duft. Number 24, Julian Liederman. Number 26, Ricky Pantella. Number 27, Greg Stum. Number 28, Nick Kovacevic. And to accept the award, the head coach of the 2003 champions, here is Jody Solstrop. Your 2003 champions, ladies and gentlemen, the Falcons of Torrey Pines High School. Selected to receive the Sportsmanship Award for his demonstration of the principles of competition with honor for the Falcons is number 19, John Coate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Falcons of Torrey Pines High School, your 2003 CIF Lacrosse champions. Coming up in a few moments, we'll have the women's championship between Torrey Pines and Poway.